What do you guys think? Is this at least kinda cool?
What's going on, guys? So this is gonna be kind of a random one for you. But recently I decided that I wanted to look into getting some new hats. But if you're anything like me, you don't really like to advertise other people's brands. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, right? Like, you use your money to buy a product from a company, and then you're kind of forced into advertising that company's brand. Now, of course, there are exceptions to everything. You know, I do like to have nice things. I do like to have name brand items on occasion, but I just don't like the idea that I have to be a walking billboard. So I was talking to myself the other day. It was a heated discussion. I was like, Fred, bro, you have a YouTube channel, you have your own companies, you have a logo, promote yourself. And I was like, dude, you're totally right. And you know what? That's exactly what I did. So I'm just gonna start off saying that this method is really for those of you that just want a one-off product, meaning you just wanna make, a handful of these. Because if you're thinking about starting your own clothing line or apparel line, and you think you're gonna have like 100 of these, this is not the way you wanna go. In that case, you really do wanna find a professional company to make your items. That's the only way that you're gonna save time and money because you get wholesale pricing. But like I said, if you just wanna make, a couple of these, this is a great option. So if you're still watching this video, I'm gonna assume that you are interested in doing something like this. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're gonna need is some type of logo or design. Now this is just my signature, and all I did for this was use a Sharpie, draw my signature out on a piece of paper multiple times. Then I chose the one that I liked. I put this into Photoshop and just kind of created this pretty simple logo. So if you're watching this and you don't have any knowledge of how to use Photoshop or how to do any type of design work, a pro tip for you is to just go on to Fiverr.com. Now, when you go onto that website, there's many talented designers out there that would design a logo for you for as low as $5. And I do use their services a lot. Some of you may know I do build a lot of websites and I need logos for those websites. And I have no background in design work or Photoshop or anything like that. So a lot of times I just like to pay someone to do that for me. And once you have your design ready, you're gonna wanna turn them into patches. Now there's a few ways that you can do this. You can go to a local store and have them make it for you, or you can even do it online. Now, I'm always someone that likes to support local businesses, but the problem with local shops is that sometimes they require a minimum order. So if you're just making a one-off or you just want a couple, that may not be worth your while. And finding an online company to make patches for you is actually really easy. All I do is go to eBay. If you go to eBay and you type in custom logo patches, you're gonna find a bunch of different sellers that can make these patches for you. Now, I'm gonna link to the store that I use for these two patches, but I wanna clarify something. I'm not vouching for that company. I don't know what their customer service is like. I don't know what their quality control is like. These two patches that you see here, these are the only two items that I purchased from that company. So I don't know anything about that company. They're just who I used. But with that said, I'm very happy with the way that these patches turned out. And next up, you're gonna need something to put the patches on. So you could choose a hat like I did, or a beanie, even clothing. Anything pretty much works. And the hat that I chose is a Dickies 6-panel trucker hat. And once again, I will put a link to where I got this hat in the description. And with my hat, what I plan on doing is just placing the patch on the left corner. Something like that. Now, if you know how to sew or have access to somebody who does, that's gonna be the best way to attach the patch onto your hat. But unfortunately, I don't know how to sew, so I have another option. So the way that I'm gonna attach these patches onto that hat over there is using an adhesive. This is the E6000 adhesive. This is an industrial strength adhesive, and it's also permanent and safe to use inside the washer and dryer. Now, I did a lot of research and it seems like this is probably the best adhesive to use, but if you know of something better, definitely let me know because, suggestions are always welcomed on this channel. So all that I'm gonna do is just apply the adhesive on the back of the patch. I'm gonna use some popsicle sticks and just to kind of give it an even coating, then I'm just gonna stick it onto the hat. And that's pretty much it. All right, so I'm just gonna put some glue onto some foil here, just so I could use the popsicle stick to smear it. All right, so you just want a nice even coat, not too much, but enough to cover the entire patch. And then basically, you just stick it on. And you just want to give it some firm pressure. It is going to take a while for the glue to set, so just try to keep pressure on the patch for as long as you can. All right, so there's the first one. Not too bad. Let's move on to the next one. So there we go. We got both of them done. What I'm probably going to do is take a toothpick and kind of go around the edges just to make sure all the edges are glued down to the hat, just to prevent any lifting of the edges. But that's pretty much it. I'm pretty satisfied with that. I do like the look of my logo. I'm not sure which one I like better. I'm kind of leaning towards this white one, but I don't know. Let me know. So that's how I go about making my own custom hats. And this process is actually a really good idea because when you're talking about cost, each one of these hats costs only about $18 to $19. So when you compare that to a branded hat, something that you would get off the shelf, I mean, a lot of times you're gonna spend more than that. And in this way, you can customize it to exactly the way you want. And most importantly, it gives you the ability to promote yourself. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.